What is up guys, it's Chris with Everydaychris and welcome back to my channel. This video is all about tinting your car. Now I have a specific, more detailed video you can check out above, but this time I have a special treat for you where I bring in an expert to talk about tint. One reason why we tinted our Model Y really dark was for privacy. These days there are so many people just peering into your car looking for a purse, maybe even a backpack, or maybe even your phone. Pretty much anything to steal. If you ever want to hide your stuff, like if you want to go on a run or you're working out, and you want to leave your phone in your car, make sure to number one, turn off Bluetooth so your phone isn't a key and anyone can unlock your car. And number two, put your phone in your glove box and lock it with a pin so nobody can take it. Then use your Tesla ring or bracelet to unlock the car. Now I love my Tesla ring. It comes in so many looks and it looks amazing. They have bracelets if you don't want a ring, and they also have wood and ceramic rings that work and not only lock or unlock your Tesla, but can also start your Tesla. So essentially, you don't even need to carry around your key card anymore. For me, I wanted to make a custom ring for my dog, Simba, since he's currently fighting cancer, and they easily made it for me. I highly recommend the Tesla ring. I also love their Tesla bracelet. It's super easy to set up and it looks beautiful. They even have this super cool lava one. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but I'm hoping I can get one soon. The ring and the bracelet are both waterproof, so you don't have to worry about anything. However, I don't think you should wear it when you're working out and doing heavy lifting, as it will scratch your ring. However, for me personally, I've been using it still with the ceramic, and I haven't really had any issues aside from the scratches that I can deal with. I do recommend choosing the ceramic ring if you plan on scratching the ring a lot, as it's way more durable than the wood ring. Also, if the ring is too big, you can easily purchase a plastic ring filler on Amazon. That's what my wife did, and she has had zero issues with it. And I'll make sure to give you a promo code for a discount. Now, for my Model Y, I've had my tint on for about 2 years, and I just wanted to show you how my tint looks, as well as the regrets that I have. Now, with electric cars, the most heat rejection is very important because it allows you to run your AC less, therefore saving battery and increasing your range. So for my Model Y, I wanted to get the ultimate of the most ultimate heat rejection. So I ended up tinting the front windshield 70%, which is essentially clear, but offers great heat rejection. For my front and rear windows, I went with 5% all around. However, I found that because it was ceramic, the light inside the cabin reflected like crazy, and it became really hard to see at night. However, it is amazing for privacy during the day, and you can still see inside if there is a light source coming from the windshield, especially if you have white seats. So if you are considering ceramic tinting the front windows, I recommend something a little brighter, like 15%. Now I'm super happy with the rears with 5% because I don't use it to see out when driving, and you can still easily see out when you're inside the car. But if someone's trying to look into the back, it's literally a mirror so you can't see in. As far as my rear hatch goes, I had it at 5%, but the visibility is so poor in the Model Y since the window is slanted as well as small. So I ended up going with 35% for the hatch, and it was much better. And as far as the giant glass roof in the Model Y, I regret going with 5%. Now, although it offers the most heat rejection, and I never feel the heat from the Southern California sun, because it's like a mirror, I'm always looking up at myself, and it kind of ruins the wow factor and the point of having that beautiful glass roof. So I recommend something a little lighter, like 55% or even 70%. So for my Model X Stormbreaker, I didn't want to make any mistakes. I didn't want the tint to be too dark or too light, but I still wanted the best heat rejection possible. So I went to my go-to shop in Garden Grove, California, Extreme Edge Auto Detail, and spoke with the tint lead, Johnny. He really breaks down everything for you guys on the differences between dyed and ceramic tint, and how and why you should tint your car even if you have privacy rear tinted glass. And he even shows us the popular tint percentages and how it looks on a window. So without further ado, Chris, take it away. Oh, hello there. Let's go ahead and talk about tint and picking your nose in your car. There's tons of tint brands out there like Suntech, 3M, but one of the popular ones that a lot of people have been using lately is Xpel. They're really good with that paint protection film, but they're also really good with their tint. There's 3 different tiers of tint you can choose from. The cheapest is a dyed tint, and that's called Xpel Prime CS. Alan doesn't really offer it anymore because he found that the customers never got it, because I mean, you're paying for tint. It's gonna be on your car for the life of your vehicle, and you want to get the best tint possible. So the tint he does offer is Prime XR Black and Prime XR Plus. Today we're just gonna kind of go over the types of tint he offers, as well as what is ceramic tint. Now, when I'm on the Xpel Prime spec sheet, I talked about all the stuff like visible light transmissions, TSER, which is how much heat it rejects. And you can see already that XR Plus 5 means the percentage, so 5%, rejects the most heat at 71%, which is great. XR Black 5% only rejects 66%. So at Alan's shop, the tint he offers is the 2 top of the line tints. As far as tint percentages go, I talk about it in my other tint video, but just a quick rundown. If you see lower percentage, that means less light enters your cabin. Something like a 5% tint means it's going to be a super dark tint, not illegal or anything if you do it in the rear passenger windows. However, for the front windows, you want to do something a little bit brighter. Technically in California, it's illegal to tint the front. So if you do want that heat rejection, I recommend something like 70%, because we tinted our windshield with 70%. It's again illegal to tint your windshield, but if it's a super clear film, you won't even notice the difference. This time we're gonna see what we do. We may go with 15% in the front or 35%, because I know 35% is a little bit brighter, but I don't want it to be too bright where people can just look into my car. All right, Alan, you have so many testers here today.
We do.
Can you just tell me the tint percentage on this bad boy?
Customers, you know, she want a little more privacy, but not too dark. So we had this one tint at a 35%. And the back, as you already know, the Model Y, it's already come with a 20% dye, which is not tinted. And we just add another 20% on here to give it a 10-15% look. So it's gonna be slightly darker than the front here. Back, we add another 20%, and up on the roof, we gave her a 55.
You can definitely see up. So I mean, look, it's way better than my 5% because you could still definitely see up. So Alan and his guys at his shop does tint the roof of the Model Y in one piece. Doesn't leave any marks or anything.
Front windshield, what we usually recommend is either a 55 or a 70%.
I don't know who you are, lady, but your car is gonna be in the video.
Then we put on a 70 because he doesn't want any darker.
So he wants 70, got it.
With a 20% film right here.
And as you can see, the Model X has no tint. This is just factory dyed. So you can see inside so easily. Look at that, you can't even see the tint. I'm just kidding, the window's down. But that window's closed and look how clear that is. Okay, so now we're gonna be tinting the Model X. Alan has been working with Johnny, who's right by me, for a while now, and he's supposed to be the expert at tinting.
I've been doing this for roughly around 19 to 20 years.
What, 20
Give or
years?
take, yeah.
Okay, okay. And do you do a lot of Teslas?
A lot now. It's very popular in Orange County.
Since we have our Model X, the front windshield is so big. How difficult is it to tint that front windshield, and what do most other tinters do?
I think a lot of the people don't want to go with the hassle of disassembling your little bit of the rear view camera, the double-sided, then the wires. But I like to do it in one piece, which customers love and appreciate. They don't like seeing any seams and stuff. So we kind of cover it, and it takes a while. It is very, very tedious job.
But you do it.
But I do it.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I like the challenge. So I've been doing it a very long time, and it would kind of suck if I tell you I have 19 years and I can't do it one piece on a windshield.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So for the Model X windshield, I notice a lot of times when it's wet, it has this weird orange coating on it. Is there some sort of coating on the Tesla Model X's? And I think it had it on the older Model 3s and stuff in particular, like some sort of heat rejection or anything.
I think most of the manufacturers, the car manufacturers, are kind of getting updated with UV coating, especially since this is such a large glass front windshield. They added a UV coating, and it does provide a small amount of heat protection, but nowhere near close of getting a window tint on it.
With my Model Y, when I had it tinted with the Rain No tint, whenever I wore polarized sunglasses, when I was looking at my screen protector or like at the road, it had a rainbow effect. Does the Xpel have that similar effect?
It might have it very minor, but in my truck and my cars, I always use Xpel. I have no issues. I always have passengers in the car. I have no complaints.
As far as like dye tint versus like ceramic tint, since you're the professional, like what's so good about ceramic tint versus like dye tint?
Well, over the years, I've seen that back then, dyed film was very, very popular because that's all we kind of had. But that dyed film, we noticed that it faded away in a couple of years, sometimes a couple of months, and it never gave you a protection of heat. It never rejected any IR heat. It was just to make it look cool and private.
Okay.
Now with the ceramic line, what it does, it gives you about a 90% heat rejection, and it gives you still offering you 99.9 UV protection. So it gives you the best of everything, and I've seen them last for over 10 years, and they keep going.
So the tint you guys offer is Xpel.
Xpel, yes.
Nice. And what's the warranty on that?
Xpel gives you a lifetime warranty on it. So they give you a card, and then you fill it out with your information, where the place that you got it, with your vehicle information, and you're pretty much covered.
That's cool. I didn't know that. One thing is, a lot of the SUVs especially, it comes dyed in the rears for privacy. Is there any type of protection on there? Or?
Basically, I've noticed that now in the new cars, certain Mercedes, certain Range Rovers, they will give you some UV protection. Certain high-end cars will give you some heat rejection, but mostly, typically, it's just privacy. Family cars like SUVs, vans, they'll give you just a privacy for your kids in the back, but essentially, it's not so much for heat. So I do recommend window tinting for your vehicle. It's an investment for your car.
So when you say investment for your car, what can be damaged?
Well, not only can you get skin cancer, not only can you damage your interior, which is leather, with the sun, with the UV, it'll just dry up your leather. It keeps your car looking cool,
yes,
and feeling cool, and it gives you privacy. When you leave it outside in the streets, people are not glancing at it, and you leave an expensive purse.
That's why we tinted our Model Y really dark, because we wanted that privacy as well. So with the tint on, if someone was to break a glass, like you know how we talked about the privacy and stuff, is it harder to break glass with tint on? Does it shatter less?
Well, it will be a lot harder to shatter, and if it does crack, obviously it will crack, but the glass particles won't hit on your face, or they won't just it will be all holed up basically on the tape.
One thing, another tint shop that I went to, they have like a, I think it's called like a fix-it ticket thing, because I know California technically it's illegal to tint the front.
Correct.
Do you guys offer any sort of service where if someone does get their windows tinted and they get pulled over for it, will you remove it for free, or is it like a cost?
If we did it in-house, we won't charge for removal.
What is the most popular tints that people usually get or go for?
Well, right now, Xpel is one of the leading manufacturers of Xpel, and they tapped into the window film industry. They got the research, they got the popularity, and they got the reinforcement to do that. So XR Plus is competing with a lot of the top-end companies out there, which is they're offering 93 to 96% heat rejection.
Wow.
You're never going to get 100% heat rejection.
Yeah.
So it's competing with 3M, it's competing with a lot of the Lumar products out there, and it's very, very popular right now. So why not give a product that people know and they can trust?
Now, I heard a lot of the tints, sometimes it's gray, sometimes it's like a hint of green.
Yeah.
Is that due to the dye? Is it like due to being cheap, or like?
It's due to the clarity, and it's due to any manufacturer. For instance, Lumar has its own charcoal and own a ceramic line, which comes from rocks. Xpel has XR Black, which is still ceramic line, and it's more on a darker side. And then we got our XR Plus line, which is kind of on a bluer side, but it's still black, but it's more on the bluer side. So we give you those two options.
With my Model Y tint, I kind of went with the routine. I always went with like 5 or like 15% because that's what I was used to. However, I really regretted it because, you know, I never really knew the shade colors. So Johnny was really nice enough to show me, as well as show you guys, the differences between all the tint shades.
So this will be a 50%,
So this is
55%.
55%?
XR Plus. This will be our 35%, and then this will be our 15%.
Okay. So 15, 35, and then 55.
55, correct.
So as you can see, the front windshield, there isn't any stain at all to it, so it's really clear. And you can kind of see how, I mean, you can still kind of see a little bit, especially with the white interior. And this is how the shades would look. So that's kind of like what you want to look for when you are looking at the shades. As far as the rear goes, so how much darker would it be if we were to tint with the factory dyed glass?
If I was to lay on another 15% on top of your existing 20%, it would darken up maybe to an 8%. Have in mind that a limo is a 5%. So it always darkens up. Now, another thing that people forget is that once you close all the doors and you have the window tinted all in your car, it creates a little shade on it. And when it creates a shade, it darkens up a little bit. So right here, this 55, once you have it all tinted, might look like a 35. just because it creates a shaded side. Color of interior matters a lot. White interior brightens up the car. So all these little aspects comes into play.
Got it. Anyways, Johnny, thanks so much for having us. I'm sure the viewers would be super glad to kind of know the information you provided for us. Make sure you guys come to Johnny here at Allen's shop if you guys want to get your Tesla tinted or any car tinted for that matter. Hope that video helped you kind of understand what type of tint you should go for. In the end, ceramic all the way, and it offers really great heat rejection. From there, you just want to consider your interior, how dark you really want the tint for privacy, and you're pretty much good to go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.